During his basic and high school education, Israel was promoted on trial to the next class consistently, and that was after he had repeated a class for more than one times. This was because his academic performances was below average as a result of his poor academic foundation. He had the desire to change from his lack of productivity to something better, but he had nobody to see him through this path. Israel sat for his joint admission and matriculation board examination, and he miraculously made the cutoff point for his preferred course of study. He was admitted into Auchi Polytechnic, Auchi in Edo State, to study visual arts and technology, and he majored on drawing and painting. During Israel's time in school, he struggled a lot. He could not measure up with his classmates. They never considered him as a competitor, as he was regarded so low. His lecturers were stunned on how he was admitted into an higher institution. Practically, he was still not exceptional, neither was he naturally gifted. He was placed below average. His drawings were so awful and was not in any way possessed or characterized with the component of true professionalism. You can hardly make sense out of his drawings, and they were best described like those ones drawn by pupils in basic schools who are still struggling to master the comportment of using a pen. His classmate uses his drawings that looks like a lifeless creature to compose jokes. After 4 years in school, for a 2 year course in a polytechnic, Israel was spillover from the institution because he had stayed longer than the stipulated time, and he was unable to pass the required courses to graduate. Israel wasted his time, his effort, and the resources belonging to his parents without having anything to show for it. At that time, he felt like he was a disgrace not to his family alone, but to his entire community. Israel left Auchi as a result of shame. He relocated to Igandu in Lagos State, where he lived. He had a girlfriend who he loved so dearly. All he wanted was to spend the rest of his life with her. But the problem was that Israel was not having a permanent employment. He was surviving mainly on menial jobs. One good thing about him was that he never stopped drawing. Rather did he stop believing, even though he was not considered as an artist. They felt his drawing was substandard and were not meeting the minimum quality requirements. Year in, year out, Israel was still persistent. He attended drawing competitions that its invites were based on an open invitations, but he was still unsuccessful. His drawings were constantly turned down, countlessly, and he was severally advised to give up drawings, but he frequently turned a deaf ear to what they say. His girlfriend broke up with him because she felt Israel would achieve nothing meaningful with his life. She also left because she wanted someone who was financially stable and who can take care of her and her needs as a wife. As Israel was still struggling with life, friends and colleagues stopped associating with him because they felt he had nothing to offer, and also because they felt his poverty was contagious. Israel kept posting his drawings on social media platforms that failed to attract meaningful engagement, but eventually, a business mogul who found meaning to his drawings and who is based in Dakar, the capital city of Senegal, contacted him with his Facebook handle. She invited him to Dakar on a fully sponsored trip. She made him sign an artist representation agreement with her, as she was also a gallery owner. She bonded Israel and gave him the needed support to succeed. And today, Israel's drawings and branded t-shirts are sold all over the world. Israel's girlfriend, who abandoned him, never got married. He later got married to another lady who accepted him for who he was in his days of his little beginnings. Take home. What some people find useless can make sense to others, and never write anybody off, as they can be the reason for your success.